Hey guys, so I'm starting this vlog off literally where I left off with the previous one. I was going to start Crow Bones by Anne Bishop because I know I will fly through this, even though it is this is Q in one of my prompts. This will be D in Conjuration for me to read Tales the Bones Tell, a bone in the cover or in the title. Crow bones, bones around her head. You can't really tell. Maybe if I get closer. Those are bones. So I got that covered. The old book is actually probably Gideon the Ninth, which I own an ebook version of, but I don't know how that's gonna go. I want to read it though. And D is Raise the Dead Theory, reread a favorite, and I want to read Grave Peril by Jim Butcher. The next book I need to reread in the Dresden Files, and again, I own that, but I want to listen to the audiobook to make my life go quicker. And that is available in my library. I also need to read Watchmen by Alan Moore for the Realm of Comics readathon. That's the other book, the other August pick. And they usually have the live show towards the end of the month, so I need to get that done. That will be my O pick for Spell and Incantations, Spell Recolor. I will show you me using the color wheel when I get to that book. Q, pick from someone else's TBR. Oh wait. No, Watchmen is picked from the Q. What is O? What did I pick for O? Oh, I forgot. Shadows in Death is the next book in the In Death series that I need to catch up on. That's by J.D. Robb, a pseudonym for Nora Roberts. So those should go quickly because they're shorter and all things that I really am into. So I was trying to get the ones that I felt were harder done last week, and we saw how that went. So, wish me luck. The reason I'm updating you in my pajamas is because I have that right. But also, I did pick up Shadows in the Ember this morning, and now I'm happy to say I'm at page 242. So my concentration was there. Otherwise, I would have picked up Crow Bones. If I can get to page 400 today, I will be really happy. So wish me luck. Things are happening. I'm starting to realize the prequelness of this, but still confused. I'm gonna end here because someone's alarm is going off. But yeah, like, it's going well. Promised you. I did say I would update once I had clothes on, but that didn't happen. Back in my pajamas. It's fine. I have to say, Shadow in the Ember is moving super quickly now. I'm not up to page 400. I'm up to 301. I will be reading myself to sleep whenever that happens tonight. At the 250 page mark, things just started speeding up, and I was like, oh, wait, maybe I should keep going with this book. Super slow start, but then like stuff started happening, and even in the last update I was telling you that it was more interesting. I was starting to understand some of the connections with from Blood and Ash series, and remember what this is supposed to be as far as prequel goes, like in what sense. And this is the time. This is set before the first book from Blood and Ash, or Blood and Ash. I think the series is called Blood and Ash, and the first book is from Blood and Ash. I will check and put it on the screen here. But oh my god, it's been a while since I read a book from the Blood and Ash series, and I couldn't remember what was going on. So this is a new vlog, so I should tell you what Shadow and the Emperor is about, right? This is book 1 in the Flesh and Fire series by Jennifer L. Armintrout. This is an offshoot sequel series of her Blood and Ash series, and it's set in the same world, essentially, or in the same universe. If you've read Blood and Ash, any of those 3 books so far, or 4 books, because there's a book, a 4th book that came out this year, they know. We're following Sarah, who is the maiden. She was chosen at birth because an ancestor of her families, who are the ruling people of their kingdom, made a deal with a primal so there are gods, and then there are primals who are like even more powerful and less available than gods. Like, there are less primals than there are gods, if that makes sense. You know, the hierarchy of things. Anyway, one of her ancestors made a deal a long time ago with a primal that in exchange for saving their people, that a child, or at a specific future time, would become that primal's consort. And now here we are at that same time, and Sarah is the consort. And that is her destiny, so she's kind of grown up in seclusion to an extent. But it's different from the maiden in the Blood and Ash series. And so once it really started clicking with other stuff, I was like, wait a minute. The time comes, things don't go as planned, and the thing is, other than the obvious destiny, Sarah has another that she doesn't quite understand. There's some kind of subtext about her destiny that she doesn't get. And then also she has a job to do, which is kind of a secret. Now, as it stands, where I'm up to, we are in the Shadowlands, and it's going to be interesting to see this from another perspective. The things I will say, though, the issues with the writing style that I know many people have with the Blood and Ash series, still they still show up here. So if you think maybe this will be different, not really. It was really slow, like I said, for the first 200 pages. To me, I was like, what? Oh my god. Some of the characteristics of Ash and Sarah are very similar to the main couple in the Blood and Ash series, so that's a little bit of a disappointment. Their circumstances are different, but they're not that different. But I guess maybe that's on purpose also, because there was a moment in the Blood and Ash series where I think we meet this future couple, or at least half of this future couple, and I think we're supposed to see the similarities in them on purpose. But reading it is annoying a little bit. I'm just like, can I get a little bit something different? Chemistry is there though. Chemistry is there. Suddenly violent, graphic things happened. Again, I'm like, oh wow, we took this up a notch. And I'm very curious to see where things go now that we're in the Shadowlands, trying to figure out like what's up with this deal. And I have some ideas. I feel like I know from what Ash has said what happens. And that's just from me reading fantasy romance, I guess. But also I feel that Jennifer L. Armintrout could surprise me. So I'm looking forward to it. If nothing, I'm enjoying the journey now, which is good for me. I'm having my adult beverage, which I told you earlier. I know this is not the best packaging, but it's a nutcracker, what's left of a nutcracker from the beach. Got my water there. I melted my bleeding heart wax melt, and it's like this blood red glittery stuff is what it's melted into, which I think is totally appropriate, which is why I melted, and it smells so good. So see you guys probably tomorrow. Guys, I don't think you can see me very well. This front facing camera is not that great, but I'm not gonna make it to page 400 because I'm falling asleep. I spent too much time chatting with friends, but I just wanted to let you know that the animal companions have entered the chat. The animal characters have entered. Finally. Oh my god. The reason I'm reading this book. Alright. Good night. Because I'm literally falling asleep now. Okay, I'm back. No B-roll. There could have been B-roll. I don't know if I'll be able to finish this book tonight, but I'll try. Or by tonight, I should say. But I made it to page 400. Oh my god. I just needed to come because Sarah's doing stupid shit. And I was literally on the train coming back home from a meeting, like, girl, what the fuck you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, she randomly got jealous for no reason, and then decided to go to the one place that he explained pretty thoroughly, in my opinion, was very dangerous, particularly for mortals, but even for gods. Like, he was the only one who was really safe going in there. And like, instead of, you know, the whole castle or whatever, instead of going around outside, around the castle, you know, like the stables and stuff, instead of going to the city, she goes into this one uber dangerous place. Like, the list of dangerous places and their ranking, this was the top and the worst, and that's where she walked to, knowing that it made no sense. And I was just like, are you serious? And then everything that could go wrong, things that we as readers weren't made aware of could go wrong. Everything went wrong that could, and now, yeah. So I just needed to get that off my chest. I didn't give you an update. Today is Tuesday. I had a noon meeting uptown, so since I take the Metro North to get there, I had to leave at 10 a.m. I did read this morning after watching BTS Run, which is a TV show that I watch, and love, and I'm glad it's back. So yeah, I'm sleepy. I might take a nap because I need it. I need to work though. I need to schedule some social media posts, but I will not be cooking dinner, so I might finish this today. If I can get to at least 530, then I will feel good about myself. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Trying to get this second prompt. Oh my god. Pray for me, okay? Pray for me. Guys, so I'm back with an update. I made it to page 544 with Shadow and Ember. To be perfectly honest, like, this is like a blink of the eye for you guys. My last update, but I fell asleep. Now, I knew I was going to take a nap because I was tired, like I said, but I didn't wake up till 6, and I think it was like 2:30, 3 o'clock when I updated you guys. I'll double check. But anyway, since then I've been reading, and like I said, I made it to 544. There was a battle scene, and that was pretty great. We got some reveals back to back to back and things, and then they finally had sex. There's been sexual tension this whole time. Like I said, the chemistry is there. I will say that in this section, they start to, in my mind, differentiate from the couple and from Blood and Ash, or in the Blood and Ash series. And I keep adjusting my hair because, guys, if you're one of those people who always envy those of us with lots of body in our hair and or curls or volume, like this is what you get when you take your hair out of a style. I was braided for the last 3 days, and so it just kind of stays like that. And so trying to keep it in some normal, socially acceptable for camera form is damn near impossible. So that's why you keep seeing me mess with it. It's also really, really hot. This is not sweat. This is the oil of a black person. But anyway, it is very humid out here, so my body thinks it's hotter than it is. So oil production on high. This is not that super popular Korean glass skin hair routine result, because I don't do that. Anyway, I want to take a break. I cannot say that I will finish this tonight. I can't say that I won't. I'm almost done. Less than 100 pages left because this says 630. But there's a couple of things I want to do. One, change into my pajamas. Maybe go on social media. No, I'm not gonna take a bath. I need to clean the tub first, and by the time I clean the tub, I'll just be too tired to take a bath. Maybe tomorrow, but I might clean the tub, and I want to switch my TV. I got a new TV, new to me. One of my dad's friends and clients is getting rid of some things, and also so is a cousin of his, oddly enough, and they were asking if we want to take anything. My dad got a new nice glass top desk, and it is really nice, but they also got a new TV. My TV, I don't watch TV a lot, but it hasn't been working properly for a couple of years now, and I just leave it there to catch dust. It just shuts off and then turns itself back on. Nothing I've tried has fixed that, and I've tried many things over the years that it's been doing this. The new TV is bigger, but that's okay. I'll be able to see it better, I guess. I'm not like a huge TV person, but let me show you. Wait, do I go this? No, I'll go this way. My bookcase. And the TV is up there. Then I'll probably go to bed. So while I'm doing that stuff, I'm starting to think about the next book to read. I'm probably gonna pick up Watchmen next by Alan Moore. That is I forget what prompt it's for, but it is for Magical Readathon, but also it's for the Realm of Comics book club. And I know at some point in the next week or 7 days, I should say, that there will be the live show, and that's a comic. It's a long one, but still a comic, and I think there's less text than V for Vendetta, so it should go a little bit quicker, but still not too bad. I might also start the audiobook for Grave Peril by Jim Butcher. It is for, I think, my D prompt, a D prompt, but it's an audiobook and I can listen to it while doing other things. So those are next on my radar. I might start the audiobook tonight and then Watchmen tomorrow at the earliest for both of those, but they should both only take me at most 2 days with work stuff going on. So yeah, I think the next update will be me telling you I have finished A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armintrout, and that will be happy me. Happy me. Let's go. It would help if I turned on the light, right? I have finished. Please excuse my cracked screen. Shadow in the Ember here. Talking about the next book. Coming out in November 15th. It ended on a cliffhanger, which I'm not completely surprised about because, wow, this makes my eyes look. Anyway, I'm not completely surprised because the way things were going, when I got to like the 590-ish page, there was another big reveal, like, yeah, surprise, not really. I think that things were put there. There was a surprise about a tertiary character that was unexpected, but I don't think too many clues really put in for that, so more surprising than the big reveal, the last sentence literally. So don't do that. Don't read the last sentence if you don't want to be spoiled. But yeah, so I wasn't entirely shocked by that. Like they were leading up to it as we were going through the conversation, but this ended on a cliffhanger, and I saw that coming the last 100 or so pages, I say, because there was only 100 pages left and a lot of the conflicts have not been resolved. The main bad guy, we're getting more and more proof about them, but they haven't even entered the scene. Like, so I was like, this story is not gonna wrap up here. And I know that there was a sequel coming. I didn't know it was coming this year, but yeah. some stuff for the Blood and Fire series. Blood and Fire? Fire and Ash? Blood and Ash. Jesus Christ. It's late and it's been a while since I read that. But yeah, Blood and Ash series. So that was interesting. Kind of tying that together, and you see why. Maybe, or the beginnings of why things are the way they are in the beginning of that series. But there's still a little bit of a mystery, and I'm assuming that'll come up in the next book in this series. But that's my update, guys. I'm going to bed. It's Wednesday, and it's daytime. I thought I should give you an update. I finished the Shadow in the Ember, which was my pick for an animal study, a study of familiars, book with a familiar or animal characters. There are dracons, not dragons, however it's pronounced, not the animal familiar or animal characters I was thinking about when I picked it for this, but I forgot. Yeah, so they didn't show up until roughly halfway through, and I'm okay with that. But they did show up. They do have the ability to shift into humanoid form, but they are a type of animal. So that is my animal studies done. Obviously I did the restoration, and thinking again about what I want to do next. First of all, I have other books that I need to read that did not fit any prompts. Maybe they will fit for a quest. Not that I need to be doing quests, but my Coven and I are reading From the Cauldron Born. This is by Christopher Hughes, and it's in-depth look into the tale of Carradwin and her cauldron, and tallies in to be very brief in that explanation. I found out, I read the introduction, and we're supposed to read up until we're supposed to read the first 2 parts by August 31st, and that is doable. And what I do quite often, or what I started doing with nonfiction books, is to read a little bit at a time first thing in the morning. That gets them done, unless it's really intense. That's good enough. For something sort of academic, very spiritual, as far as I'm concerned, reading a little bit at a time in the morning is a good morning practice. This is not the bookmark I'll be keeping with this, because it's getting on my nerves. But the intro was good, and that this book will not, it's not part of my Magical Readathon. So, thinking about what to read, I'm really concerned about my O for Conjuration, which is the Foundations of Necromancy book with necromancy themes. This and one of the next ones I'll mention are the only 2 books left that I'm not sure I'm going to love. And even one of the ones I'm about to mention, I've seen the movie of, so I know I find it interesting at least. We'll see. But the book I have picked for was Gideon the Ninth, and I own the ebook, but now I don't know if I'm gonna have time to read that. I'm not sure how long it is. 448 pages, which is technically doable. But the concern comes is that the 2 books that I know I will fly through is Crow Bones and Grave Peril. And Grave Peril is a reread, and I have the audiobook. Bones is a part of a series that I absolutely love, and each book I literally fly through because I can't put them down. But I can read those too quickly, but Gideon the Ninth, I don't know. And that's the book that I need to read for the other two to count. So do I skip ahead or not? That's the question. Okay, and then I have 2 for spells and incantation. Spell recolor. Use a color wheel and pick a book matching that color. And oh yes, the book I picked for that is Shadows and Death by J.D. Robb. I think I mentioned, but here is why. Using the links that Becca provided, I first chose a color wheel that I thought would give me some variety, but I got lime, which I thought was too specific, so I chose another color wheel and got yellow. So I had 2 options that were in a similar color family. So it was a toss-up between Shadows and Death and Watchmen by Alan Moore, because I spun the wheel twice, as you saw, and because I wasn't sure about that lime green. Then I went and searched through the books that I have, ebooks on wait listing or whatever, and that fits. And that should be relatively quick, right? So I have Shadows and Death out on ebook. Watchmen, though, I might read first because I do need to get this done before the live show, like I said, for Realm of Comics. The last book I will need to read is for an O in Demonology, Imp Wrangling, Read a Fantasy, and this is the book I've been putting off for like 2 months because I'm scared of it. This and Black Girls Must Die were the ones I was really just like, I don't want to be hurt. Black Girls Must Die definitely hurt. So, and the first 2 books in this series hurt as well. Can I keep this going to September 4th? Like, that would be okay, right? No, because I have the Bookoplathon next month. Possibly Resurrection Readathon. So, I don't know. Pray for me, yo. But, what did I start today? I started Grave Peril because, you know, I like throwing my life into shambles there. It's an audiobook. It would be D, Raise the Dead, Theory, Reread a Favorite. So, I've read that before. And, this is the audiobook I'm listening to, though I've cheated. Or not cheated, I've messed up on myself because I wasted time listening and watching to Gavin's recent vlog of him on a sleeper car train to London from Glasgow while reading Agatha Christie. So, but that was fun. That was cute. That is something I would totally do for the vibes if I had money, but I don't. So, let's pray for me. I think what's gonna happen is right now I'm doing Grave Peril and Watchmen, and I'm hoping that only takes 2 days. So I haven't even listened to our Watchmen yet. So, and then after that, I will probably pick up Bones, and then Gideon the Ninth, and lastly, my fantasy book. I'm not even mentioning the name because that's the one I don't even think I'm gonna get to. So yeah, wish me luck. There's smoke coming from somewhere behind my building. Guess it's not that bad. News is coming out. I don't know what just fell. It is Thursday. I wanted to give you an update because I'm in a new location. If you follow me, this is not a completely new location though. At my desk in the office. And yeah, so I didn't get halfway through either book yesterday. That's okay. I have been reading them today though. And for Watchmen, I'm currently up to 130, 140. And this is the reason why I wanted to give this update. So while the comic bits are moving pretty quickly, I forgot when I skimmed through this, there are just straight text sections. The first couple were from, what is his name? Hollis Mason. I don't know why I said that like it's a foreign name. And like how he became Night Owl and then why he retired, I guess. Now it looks like we're looking at how Dr. Manhattan came to be from some professor's perspective. So yeah, these come at the end of each chapter, so that's this section will be the end of chapter 4. So yeah, this might go into 3 days, which is not what I wanted at all. As far as Grave Peril, I've been listening to it at 1.6 speed, and now up to chapter 9, it seems. Maybe almost the end of the beginning of chapter 9. Never mind. And I haven't really told you what these are about. So the Watchmen is very similar to V for Vendetta. And that's, no surprise. Who Alan Moore, I guess, also worked on V for Vendetta. And this is kind of set in the 80s with a lot of flashbacks from like the 30s on. And we're following superheroes basically, or mass crusaders, and like the creation of them, and as far as the United States goes, what's been happening post World War II, and obviously some historical things have changed. This is kind of a dystopian thing as well. I know that, and I haven't watched it yet. Is it Heroes? No, it's not Heroes. It's The Guys or something like that. I'll put it on the screen because I can't remember the title. On Hulu, I think is kind of similar to this. I've seen the movie for The Watchmen, and basically this is like, they're superheroes, but they're regular people with regular people problems, and their existence on the backdrop of, the political and social changes happening in the United States, and how people view them, and how they view themselves, how they view each other. I'm getting to a point where we have the next generation of superheroes. The first generation eventually got together and called themselves the Minutemen. They were more like mass crusaders. They didn't have superpowers. This newer generation has Dr. Manhattan, who is a science accident, and now he's not quite human. And so yeah, still not quite as like the U.S. is not in this fascist state like England was or London was in V for Vendetta, but it's still, you know, dystopian to an extent. Just really, what do you call it? Regular historical dystopia. I don't know how do you put that, but one of the reasons I liked this story was because of that. I'm an 80s baby, so I've known about both of these comic series for a while. I never read V for Vendetta. I think I read some of this before, if not all of the 12 issues. I definitely saw the movie, and this is following the movie very closely. I was reminded that it is a TV show because of this. So I will probably check out the TV show as well as the movie V for Vendetta, which is a different thing. But like, these were written around the same time, so it makes sense. Like, the things happening in the Western world. I don't know how to put this, but as a kid who grew up in the 80s, who is aware of what was happening in the United States over the last 3 or 4 decades before I was born, and the pop culture of comic books and superheroes, Cape Crusaders, Mass Crusaders, whatever you want to call them, and their evolution over time from people like Batman, and even though Superman was an alien, still, like, he had this secret identity and acted like a regular guy because he crash landed as a kid, as a baby here. He just happened to have superpowers, to like Martian Manhunter or The Flash, another experiment, Aquaman and Wonder Woman, these super beings that are just not human exactly, really. So it's interesting seeing that happen kind of here again. So I'm enjoying it, and obviously we'll continue. The text portions just take a little longer, but they're usually 3 to 4 pages, so not too much longer. And like I said, I'm 2 hours and 20 minutes into Great Peril by Jim Butcher. The series, the Dresden Files, were following Harry Dresden, who is a wizard in Chicago, in a modern world. This is the urban fantasy, modern day Chicago, and this world includes many paranormal beings or creatures, including wizards like Harry. But Harry is poor, so he's a wizard for hire, kind of like a private investigator, but for magical things. And with the addition of, I guess, doing wizarding things. I don't know how to put it, like making charms and stuff like that. So not necessarily mystery solving crimes always. Sometimes it's just helping people by creating something magical for them. But anyway, sometimes he works with the police and whatnot. So in this is book 3 in the Dresden Files, which I am rereading. And yes, Harry is currently trying to figure out why there's all this ghostly activity. We meet one of my favorite secondary or tertiary characters. I'm not sure, Michael, who is Michael Carpenter, who is an interesting person. We get some religious stuff, particularly Christianity, and we get to talk about faith and that kind of thing in a very interesting way. And we're delving more into Harry's relationship with Susan, and I do believe this is where the vampires really start to come in. So I'm looking forward to it. I didn't realize it back then, but this is apparently the book where a lot of Dresden Files fans are like, this is where the series really gets going. And all the vampires are here and Michael is here. I see what people mean. I couldn't remember, but rereading, I'm like excited. So definitely gonna get halfway through both of these books at minimum today, maybe a little further. I have a lot of tasks to get done that I can definitely do while listening to the audiobook, and yeah, I'm already a quarter of the way through this. Could very easily get to halfway, if not 2/3 of the way by tonight. So that's a good thing. But yeah, like washing dishes, cleaning, and prepping meat to put in the freezer, cleaning off my desk, hanging up my clothes. Those are my big things for today. I will try to take about 20 minutes to schedule some social media posts. I already have the images ready. I just need to put in the text and schedule the times. So that's it. I will come back with an update. I don't have an update on my reading. I just wanted to say that I realized something because I'm going to go to the library shortly to return some books. And one of them will be the book I originally had down for Read a Fantasy, The Stone Sky by N.K. Jemisin, which I've been avoiding kind of for 2 months because I'm a little scared of how it's going to make me feel. It's going to hurt. I know it's going to hurt. But anyway, it's also kind of long given that I have very few days left. I have about 6 days left in the month to finish reading all of my books. And it occurred to me, there is a short story that I've been dying to read that I probably would have already read last month, or the month before, or the month before that. That is The Haunting of Tramcar 015 by P. Jelly Clark. Now, reading this series was a goal of mine for this year, and I read the first 2 novellas and enjoyed the hell out of them, and was ready for this one. I had downloaded the free ebook version of it a couple of years ago from the tour.com emails, but I couldn't find that once I was ready to read The Haunting of Tramcar 015, and that has been needling me. But I was sitting here because the other thing is The Stone Sky, which is great, it's very popular, it's overdue, and I know obviously someone else wants to read it because I can't renew it, and it's been like a month. I'm so sorry to the person who's been waiting, to all the people who've been waiting. I can read that later. I can let it go, return it back, release it into the wild. And Tramcar 015 is a fantasy series, or a fantasy book, so that I can fit the prompt, and I can, like, I have hope now that I can finish all the books for my calling. I just, wow. Like, it's a really strong possibility. The only worry now is Gideon the Ninth, which I checked was only 448 pages, so I can even get an audiobook for Tramcar 015. But I always call it that, but it's The Haunting of Tramcar 015. So that is what I came to tell you, how I have taken a load off my shoulders. Wish me luck. Package from a friend. This is completely, or probably completely unrelated to reading or whatever, but let's talk about it. She was sending me a t-shirt. Wow. Hex the patriarchy. Let's go. Can you see it? Yes. I love this so very much. Thanks, Alma. Love this. I finally got my Bookopolython board together. It's not in my book journal yet, but whatever. Here is my cobbled together counter thing, but made from stickers and a binder clip and cardstock. But these stickers were from various planner packs, or 2 planner packs. So yeah, I've used this the last 2 times, I think, for Bookopolython. We start at Go. If you follow me on YouTube, some of my content is bookish, and one of my recent reading vlogs, I updated my chance card books. The community shelf has stayed the same, but have been shuffled. And when I say stayed the same as the last time I used these. So let's go pick my first roll. I roll as I go. Wow, that was horrible. Oh wow, right off the bat, a double, and it's a 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A pole pick? Why? It is pole pick. I don't know what to pole pick. Roll number 2. Oh, waiting on the pole. Another double. Oh, now I have to read 7 books. Oh. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A chance card. I had to take the paper clip off real quick. What's the goal? This is by L. Kennedy, and it is book 4 in the off-campus series, or the Briar U series. But yeah, that'll be my second pick. Guys, I'm wrapping up this weekly vlog for the Magical Readathon for the most part. I finished V for Vendetta Sunday evening or so. Watching, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted, but I finished it. I found out that the live show is going to be Wednesday the 31st. Please excuse the whiteout on my arm. So I read that in time. I'm not finished with Grave Peril, but I've got, I think, 3.5 hours left, so I hope to finish that soon. And I didn't start Crowbones. I'm just really upset because those 2 books took longer. I was hoping to spend the weekend reading this and Shadows and Death, which are 2 books I really want to read by 2 authors and 2 series that I really enjoy, and it would go quickly, and then I would have the majority of my books for my calling done. It is what it is. It is what it is. I also, wow, I think I deleted it already. Maybe I can download it. Another thing I did, let me move over, I'll show you here, is I did my first 2 rolls for Becca's Bookopolython. Will I be vlogging that? I'm not sure. You might get the beginning of it with this new week, since August ends on Wednesday and September starts on Thursday. We shall see. but my first 2 rolls were both doubles, so but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. The first roll I got was a poll pick, as you saw there, and I put both on Twitter and Instagram. Though I don't think I got many responses on Instagram. I will tell you, I guess, in my vlogs for Bookopoly, if I do them, what I picked to read for that. I did do a second roll almost immediately because that was a poll pick, and I was like, well, I need to know because library books, but I roll as I go, so it is what it is. The second roll was a chance card, and which is good because I updated those, as you saw, I think in my previous vlog, or was it this one, where I was updating my chance cards, so books I want to read. This Bookopoly is my favorite readathon, and I do like to roll as I go. So now instead of 5 rolls, 5 books, I got 7. I'm hearing a lot of similar things, so I'm hoping it doesn't get worse than that. But what else am I reading? Oh, I'm reading From the Cauldron Born, and I'm up to date with that. I think I told you guys that is a kind of Coven book club read, so we're reading a certain amount of parts by a certain time, and we're gonna discuss on Wednesday evening the first 2 parts, and I finished part 1. Part 2 I think is only 20 pages, so I'll finish that in 3 days. So all is well. The only other thing I want to wrap this vlog up with is to thank all of the 24-hour read-alongs, readathons that were happening, that mostly helped me get through. Like I said, I read nothing Friday. Well, I read fan fiction, but nothing I needed to read, and then Sunday morning, the first half of the day, I didn't read what I needed to read either. So I could have probably finished Watchmen on Saturday if I had read on Friday, but it is what it is. I Lock Beautician, not a 24-hour read along, but they did that to finish that book, manga edition. I was reading V for Vendetta, so that was helpful. I also book roast reading sprints, the ones from the first day of the readathon, but also the 24-hour round that happened on the 20th and to the 21st. That was helpful as well, and the Bog Frog D&D thing, that was cute and very fun as always. So I appreciate those guys. Yeah, the Magical All-Nighter, that's what it was. The reading sprints. Oh, so Saturday or Friday night, which I didn't realize, so I'll probably use her Friday night reading sprints today at some point. But booked and busy. Aaron had a random 24-hour readathon that started Friday night and went to Saturday night, and so I spent all the reading basically thanks to her and the people who were doing reading sprints. And then Lock Beautician again, wrapping it up yesterday with the long reading sprints, productivity sprints. That is what got me to finish Watchmen. So yeah, that is everything. Today I'm gonna read Crowbones and hopefully finish what is it? Grave Peril. Wish me luck, guys. like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you are new, hit the notification bell so you know when my next video is coming out. I don't know, I haven't even edited last week's vlog, so but wish me luck. I have 199 subscribers even though I haven't posted a video in a month now. I did have a very low-key unspoken goal about reaching 200 subscribers this year, and I'm very happy about that. I know my channel is a mixed bag of things, but that's me as a human being, a mixed bag. If you would like to see more of my content, hit that notification bell, check out my playlist, and links in the description to everything I talked about, the live shows, the 24-hour readathons, the Magical Readathon announcement, and Bookopoly-athon announcement, the month-long round, which hasn't started yet, but is in my description. Also, all my social media accounts, including Storygraph and Goodreads. If you'd like to follow me or friend me on any of those, please do. I'm looking to do Ty's Renaissance readathon in September as well, possibly, hopefully, probably. So do look for that. I don't think there's an announcement video, but a link to Twitter, and there's also a link to my Etsy shop and a 10% off discount code. I make natural bath and body products for witchy and mundane purposes. If you're looking for something as spooky season is coming up. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.